back to Nexus Cooperative. Grain markets closed last night, 444 at our terminals, 449 at our feed mills. That's down about 8 cents from last week, and unchanged on our local basis levels of option price for corn, 500 for beans at the feed mills. Soybean market is down around 30 cents on the week. I'm 11.13 across our terminal markets. Likewise, the basis is unchanged on that as well at 45 under. Last week's CFTC report reported net short fund position of 992,000 contracts. That's 427 contracts greater than the week before. Soybean market reported a net short of 61,397. Now that is a significant reestablishment of 16,139 new short positions as of last Tuesday. We predict that in the environment we're in right now and the trade that has occurred late last week, those numbers are probably somewhere around 250,000 short contract on corn and maybe around 80,000 short on soybeans. We'll see come Friday what the numbers really turn out to be. No per crush number as of yesterday stated May crush of 183.6 million bushels of soybeans. That represents about 95% of the U.S. crushing capacity. That's up from a revised 169.4 April number, and at the high end of the range guess estimates of 171.4 to 187.6. So we seem to have found back some of our crush that we had missing in April. Export numbers are very strong. Corn number of 50.7 million bushels. Again, as stated last week, that's actual export inspections, corn that's leaving our country. Most of that does go to Mexico, as we all know. That's on the high end of the trade range. 35.4 to 55.1 was the average guess. Soybean, likewise, 12.3 million bushels. That's also on the high end of the trade range of 7.3 to 14.7 million bushels. We have 11 weeks remaining in this export season. Right now, what that does for all of us, that puts us right on pace for the corn estimate of 2.150 billion bushels, and puts us a little bit above pace for soybeans, 4% above pace of 1.7 billion bushels of predicted soybean exports. Sales number from the 13th, I'm reeling back in time just a little bit. We'll get to maybe some predictions later. But for now, sales announcements from the 13th, corn 41.6. That's also on the high end of the trade range of 27.6 to 49.2. Soybeans 13.9. Again, on the high end of the trade range of 5.5 to 20.2. Monday's crop condition report, by now, maybe most of you have already heard the news. Iowa, soybean and corn neck and neck at 22% fair, 74% good to excellent. Minnesota, a little bit of a mixed bag, 18% on corn, 18% fair, 75% good to excellent. And soybeans, 28% fair, 70% good to excellent. I did a little crop tour of my own late last week across several counties, north central Iowa. I believe it'd be fair to say at that point in time, we could have about flipped those numbers. Maybe somewhere in the 2/3 fair, maybe a quarter, 25% good to excellent. Those numbers should be better today with the heat that we've experienced over the past 5 days. The rest of the news today, the 28th, we have an acreage and stocks report. That's probably the report everybody's waiting on. That'll at least establish what we did put in the ground for corn and soybeans. The acreage number should be pretty well known by then. Again, what's left to argue out is what are we going to grow per acre on those. The WASDE report that was somewhat much anticipated last week was probably consistent with what we should expect out of the National Ag Statistics Service. It's a very, I'm going to repeat somebody else's word, a very measured approach. Really, the USDA isn't into moving the needle this early in the growing season. We're going to let the market sort that out. As far as carryouts go, the stocks to use ratio holding in there pretty well, 13.8 in the United States, going forward to about a 14.2 with our soybeans, 8.5 going forward to about a 10.4. So really don't see anything particularly newsy to talk about there. As with last week, really the main difference between our corn market and our soybean market, our corn market is in a very classical carrying charge market where the prices are greater as we go forward, and the basis tends to be fairly strong in the nearby to support prices that people are demanding to sell at. Soybeans are opposite of that. Soybeans are in an inverted market. The Board of Trade's doing the work for the soybeans. That's why our soybean market, our soybean basis is fairly low at maybe 45 over or 45 under locally. So that's really about it that I have today. I do thank you for your time, everyone. I want you to know that here at Nexus, we appreciate you and we appreciate your business. So I ask you to please reach out to either myself or anybody on the Nexus staff. We'd be happy to talk to you about your needs and how we can best meet those. I thank you. Goodbye.